Hey everybody, Bohus here, speaking for my friends at Fotodiox Pro. You may have caught me on TV in the show Vintage Tech Hunters, where we went all over the country to places just like this, looking for vintage tech. Now, I was always looking for lenses that I could adapt to a modern camera. And it turns out right here at the Gurney Antique Market, there's a mother lode waiting for us. Because a lot of times at the thrift stores I go to, there'll be like old zoom lenses, and I'm really not looking for an old photographic zoom. I want prime lenses, and I want really old, 40s, 50s kind of lenses. And there are a ton here. In my hands, I've got a Russian lens. This is a Zenit camera, and these lenses are just M42, which you can adapt to pretty much any camera out there. And these are known for having like nice flaring, nice bokeh, and being just cheap, good, dependable lenses. So I'm definitely getting this one today. What's the price? 24 bucks. Camera and lens, you can't beat that. But let's take a look at what else is on the shelf. There's some old movie cameras here. These are D-mount lenses. You can unscrew these from the cameras. D-mounts were made for like 8 millimeter cameras. You can use them on today's small sensor cameras, like if you've got a Pentax Q, I want to say they're called, or a modified GoPro, if you're nuts. You can use these little lenses. Now this is an old movie camera that shot 16 millimeter film. A lot of these old cameras have a C-mount lens, which you can mount onto current cameras, like Micro Four Thirds are really good, or some APS-C cameras will work nice. Now this is not a C-mount, this is Kodak's S-mount, which is kind of their version of C-mount, but you can get a little adapter for that. But look, you can get a beautiful cine lens with a stepless aperture and nice focus for, what is this, 48 bucks, but it's on sale today, so I bet we can get it for like closer to 30. But that's a beauty. So here's a Minolta camera. Let's take a look at this guy. Now, this is one of the newer Minoltas, but it looks to me like if we take the lens off, yeah, you could adapt this. It's got a manual aperture. Later versions of Minolta gear would have the electronic aperture, and there's really no way to adjust that without the host camera. It goes down to 3.5. It's like a little mini zoom. The Minolta mount is easy to adapt to a lot of systems, and there even are focal reducers out there for Minolta. So if you wanted to get like the full frame effect on a crop sensor camera, you can get like a $100 focal reducer. Let's see how much this guy is. 33 bucks, and again, it's on sale, so I think it's like closer to 25. Not bad. So this is an old movie camera, and it just looks kind of cool, but the lens doesn't come off, unfortunately. Like a lot of old movie cameras, the lens was just on there. This one has a fairly elaborate zoom mechanism. I think that's what's housed in all this extra space. So that's something to look for, is the lens actually removable or not? Aha, let's see. Okay, here's a Mamiya. Mamiya is known for great work in lenses, and yeah, it's M42. So again, very easy to adapt to basically any camera format out there. See, one of the great things about coming to an antique store to shop for old lenses is you actually get to handle the camera. So bring along your camera, a handful of adapters, and you can try this out actually on your equipment. But the things you want to look for are things you can't look for when you buy online. You want to make sure that the lens is actually clear, like you can actually see through it. Make sure there isn't any fungus or mildew, because sometimes those will be trapped inside the lens and you're never going to be able to clean those out. And then make sure that the aperture works. Apertures can actually kind of rust all the way open, and then they'll never close, right? Make sure the focusing works. That's what hands-on is all about, being able to go into an antique store and actually monkey around with it in person. That's going to give you a more sure experience than buying online. So this is by far my favorite way to buy lenses. So I'm gonna walk out and grab this Russian guy. This guy's coming home with me now. So it's been a blockbuster day at the antique market. I did end up getting the Zenit camera, but mostly because I want the famous Helios 44-2, a notorious and famous lens that somehow I don't have yet. And then I got the Exacta camera. I'm definitely gonna adapt this lens to some new camera platform. Exacta lenses are really good, but for some reason they just don't have the reputation for M42. In other parts of the world, Exacta lenses are super common. They're just not that common here. And my father had an Exacta camera, so I have a little bit of nostalgia for this. But the best thing I got today, oh boy, Bionic Woman Play-Doh. So I'm gonna be molding bionic people out of Play-Doh and then driving them around in this kooky little car. So yeah, my evening's ready. I hope yours is too. So don't forget, check out your local antique stores. You never know what kind of great deals you'll find on some nice glass.